Welcome to Nisreen's Art World. I'm Nisreen, a dancer and a visual artist with a background in graphic art and psychology, currently based in the US. This podcast is your gateway to a creative fusion of ideas where I explore everything from book reviews to dance analysis, all through an artistic lens, in both English and Japanese. Whether you are here for inspiration, insight, or a fresh perspective, I'm glad you're joining me on this journey. Hello, this is Nisreen. Welcome to the second episode of Season 3 of my podcast. It's lovely to speak with you again. Please note that there will be spoilers for the show Adolescence throughout today's episode. The other day, I finally watched the controversial TV series Adolescence. This British Netflix drama is a psychological suspense story centered around a teenage boy called Jamie, who is accused of committing a horrifying crime against his female classmate, Katie. The series was released in March 2025. It received critical acclaim and became the most watched streaming TV drama in the UK. What sets this drama apart from other popular series was its political impact. Member of Parliament Annalise Midgley called for the series to be screened in Parliament and in schools, claiming it could help counter the misogyny rampant in society. Prime Minister Keir Starmer backed her claim, writing on Twitter, "As a father, watching Adolescence with my teenage son and daughter hit home hard." Following his support, the show was made freely available for viewing in UK secondary schools. This political movement in the media clearly reinforced the perception of the series as anti-misogyny. Some even labelled it woke. While I find the show's social commentary important, I also find it frustrating that this one-dimensional narrative overshadows the drama's artistic value and its nuanced portrayal of sensitive topics. In this episode, I'd like to focus on film craft and highlight how different messages are conveyed through the show's visuals and sound. I will break it down into 3 points, since I will talk about the story in depth. If you haven't seen the series yet and don't want to ruin the fun, please come back later. 1. Put yourself in their heads. It's a well-known fact that each of the 4 episodes was filmed in a single take rather than being shot scene by scene and edited together later. This creates a thrilling effect that makes you feel like you're living in the moment with the characters, not just observing them. For instance, in the first episode, when the police break into Jamie's house, you feel as if you've been dropped into the chaotic scene in a quiet residential area, just as terrified as Jamie and his family are. This method also reflects the strong theatrical foundation of British acting. Erin Doherty, who played the female therapist, said, "I'm a theatre kid," in response to Jimmy Fallon asking whether it was scary to act in a situation that didn't allow for any mistakes. Owen Cooper, who played Jamie, had never acted professionally before, but had been taking classes at the Drama Mob School in Manchester. This theatrical approach adds a livelier, more authentic feel to the scenes. The camera work also contributes significantly to the sense of immersion. Every time we follow a character's point of view, the camera moves to their eye level, making you feel as though you are inside their head. It allows for intimate connection with the characters, almost to the point of discomfort. In this sense, I can understand why some have expressed concerns about showing adolescence in schools, not because of its depiction of manipulation and violence, but because it so powerfully immerses the audience in the characters' emotions. This experience may be too intense for some at an impressionable age. I also found it troubling that there is a clear imbalance in the depth of portrayal between Jamie and his family on one hand, and the victim, Katie, and her family, who are largely absent from the narrative on the other. As a result, some viewers may find it harder to relate to Katie than to Jamie. However, if you pay close attention, the show also expresses deep mourning over Katie's death, which brings us to my next point. 2. Expression of loss. In the second episode, the series presents Jamie's school from the perspective of the police officers. It unflinchingly exposes the reality where teenagers are glued to their phones, bully other students, and show little to no respect toward teachers or even the police. Some students go so far as to laugh and joke about their dead classmate, Katie. It's pure chaos. This tension builds until Katie's best friend, Jade, explodes with anger. During her interview with the police, she expresses deep frustration, particularly over their questions regarding Katie's online comments to Jamie. At first, I found her reaction somewhat unreasonable. However, from her perspective, the details no longer matter. What matters is that Katie is gone. The stark contrast between the frenzied scenes at school and the quiet street Jade walks down afterward, separated from the crowd, powerfully conveys the loneliness she feels in the wake of a loss. Her best friend is gone forever, and it seems no one truly cares. This is also the only moment in the series where somber music takes center stage. The choral score mourns the gravity of the loss and the helplessness of the adults around them. In the final episode, music is again used to symbolize what has been lost. Jamie's parents, Eddie and Amanda, with his older sister Lisa, listen to Take On Me by Aha, a song from the mid-1980s that remind them of their own youth. It's one of the few truly joyful moments in the series, but it is quickly overshadowed by the harsh reality they face. 3. Magic of blue and yellow. Finally, in terms of color usage, blue and yellow play key roles in this drama. Blue is often used to represent sorrow or coldness. In most settings, such as Jamie's room, the police station, or the school, the walls and chairs are blue, contributing to an emotionally oppressive atmosphere. In the third episode, however, the juvenile center's room is painted a cream yellow rather than blue, with cluttered shelves. This setting gives off a somewhat warm, nurturing feeling. The female therapist wears sky blue, while Jamie is dressed in a navy jersey. Their blue outfits visually reflect a situation where both characters must suppress their emotions behind a cold exterior. Jamie, to avoid revealing details about the murder, and the therapist, to gain his trust and encourage the truth. As their conversation progresses, Jamie loses his temper and removes his navy jersey, revealing a white shirt underneath. This moment visually marks his emotional shift, his inability to hide his feelings any longer. After Jamie finally reveals key details about the murder, he is taken away by a security guard, banging on the windows from outside as he goes. His removal from the warm cream yellow room symbolizes a complete loss of his childhood innocence. This warm color appears again in the 4th episode, when Jamie's older sister, Lisa, offers her stressed parents some comfort. Her cream yellow top adds a heartwarming tone to the emotional scene. In contrast, harsh bright yellow is used as a symbol of danger. It appears in the school uniforms and lanyards in the 2nd episode, but its most striking use is in the final episode, when Eddie's dark blue van is defaced with yellow graffiti. Eddie's act of splashing blue paint over the yellow letters represents his desire to maintain a facade of peace. This smeared blue paint on the van window reflects his family's faces, shows how unrealistic that hope has become. Lighting also plays a crucial role. When Jamie calls his family from the detention center and finally admits to the murder, a shaft of light falls on his mother's face. Though the confession is painful, the brightness of the moment may symbolize the significance of finally shedding light on the truth. The final scene, set in Jamie's bedroom, is bathed in deep blue. I believe this scene fully harnesses the emotional power of color to connect with the audience, enhanced by Stephen Graham's powerful performance as Eddie. The deep blue evokes both Eddie's overwhelming sorrow and also the emotional restraint shared between him and Jamie under the pressure of masculinity. A crack on the wall, present from the beginning, seems to hint at the fragility of this isolated space. Eddie's final gesture, tucking the little teddy bear into bed before leaving the room, feels like his farewell to Jamie as his little boy and his acceptance of the messy reality. Adolescence is a powerful 4-episode series featuring top-notch, authentic performances and striking cinematography. While misogyny is a key element, it is not the whole story. As Stephen Graham himself noted, the series does not offer a definitive answer to the central question: why? Why did he do it? Most importantly, it challenges us to ask, what could have been done to prevent it? Once you've watched it, that question may stay with you forever. How did you find today's episode? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider leaving a review or comment. Liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel will be more than welcome. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye for now.